I don't know how I feel about you and these friends. You know, people used to DM my friends with troll accounts.
They're like 1.5.
Charging such stupid amounts. I think an Instagram post was like 5K. A YouTube channel was probably like 10. Holding back your personality is so exhausting. I used to fight with so many people because of that person, especially when I was still new in my career. People would say things like, "You're not gonna get deals because of your mouth."
Ukwana Ulav lives here or that. Hello honeys, it's Yolz and welcome back to my channel.
Hey.
Today we are with Mihlali.
Hi.
If you don't know her, moment of silence for you. This is actually our second collab, so I don't know if you've been watching my channel. If you've never watched it, Mihlali was actually the first collab I've ever done.
Really?
Yeah. 2017.
Shine.
So actually, it was a Vusela.
You were also my first, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
We were both each other's. That's deep. That's a moment right there. She is Mihlali N on Instagram and here on YouTube. Check her out. We're talking all things influenced by, and we're gonna dig deep. We're gonna talk about money. We're gonna talk about some spicy things that I have not even chatted to her about. She doesn't know anything about it. And we're just gonna, go in trouble and keep it real. If you do enjoy this video, give it a massive thumbs up, and of course don't forget to subscribe to both our channels. This is the last episode of Influenced By, and I wanted to end it off with the most requested influencer on the channel.
Really?
Oh girl, I don't even respond to them anymore. I'm just like,
that's hectic, right? Sorry guys.
The pressure that I'm put on.
Wow.
It's a lot. So let's get straight into it. I'm gonna link us to the jingle. It's Yolz channel, and then we'll get chatting with Mihlali.
Hey there. It's Yolz channel.
It's Yolz channel, blah blah blah. You've always said YouTube is something you really enjoy, and funny thing is, every time you talk about YouTube, that's exactly what you say. What makes YouTube different to like Instagram being your favorite space, or Twitter being, oh girl, you local, we can talk about that too, because you're just an interesting character on Twitter. And yeah, I just want to know, YouTube space, why do you love it so much?
Jeez, YouTube for me just allows me to fully show my personality, and also I feel like it's not that curated. I don't like overly curated content. I don't like this whole perfection thing that Instagram pushes, like, there's angles, there's filters, there's posing, there's, whereas with YouTube, you just sit in front of a camera, you're yourself. You get to show your personality. If you're in a crappy mood and you want to vent during a makeup tutorial or a vlog, you can do that. If you want to, just have a conversation with your audience. I really enjoy YouTube because of that. It just allows you to be yourself fully and to be authentic.
Actually, somebody said that once, that in a picture you don't get to fully explain yourself. Even a caption has got limits.
Exactly.
But a video, you get 10 minutes and you get to fully express and explain yourself. Not that you owe anyone anything, but a video allows you and the person that's viewing to actually fall in love with you. If they do, obviously, we're not everyone's cup of tea, and that's okay. But at least you have that space to show your true personality, to talk your mind if you have to, and also to engage more. Like, people actually feel like, yo, I feel you like me, or you think like me, so I definitely agree with you. That's my favorite space. Actually, that was the only space that I was in for like a good maybe 6 or 8 months, until Kopana was like, you need to get on the gram, like you can't be playing around. Like,
so you were just on YouTube?
Like, I had Instagram, like a profile to follow people.
You didn't use it?
I didn't use it.
That's so hectic, because a lot of people started off on Instagram and then moved their audience to YouTube.
Yeah.
And they're still introducing their audience to YouTube, like, guys, check out my channel. Getting this many subscribers. Well, that's the case for me.
Do you still feel that's the case? Like, you still need to channel your audience?
Yeah, my Instagram has like 4 times or 5 times the followers. I think a lot of people are aware that I have a channel, but a lot of people don't like the admin of having to, subscribe, because when you're watching on a link, you have to first sign in and whatnot. So my views are honestly not bad. My engagement on YouTube is pretty good, but it's just like the subscribing, the subscribers are growing slowly. But for me, it's not really something I stress about. I don't beat myself up over numbers. As long as I have a good, engagement with my audience, people are enjoying my content, positive feedback, then I'm happy.
Yeah, no, I like that, because I also feel like it's all about like the engagement and connection that you make with people, plus the culture of subscribing in South Africa. Like, I still get people going, is it free? Like I don't have to pay for it. So we are dealing with people who may not even know.
Exactly.
So I completely understand the fact that we'll still get there in terms of, you know, ushering them in. So we've been doing YouTube for how long now?
Jeez, since 2016, 3 years.
Wow. And your first campaign?
My first campaign.
How was working with the brand?
Was Instagram. It was a meet and greet with Nix. I think that was my first proper paid deal, and then I don't know what my first digital campaign was. I don't remember. And Yolz was actually laughing at me, guys.
Still can't believe
While I was doing my makeup, we were chatting in my room, and I don't remember what my first proper campaign was. Which was wild.
It's so weird. Okay, and working with Nix, I felt like, firstly, relating to my first campaign, that I had to, I don't know, I didn't pretend, but I was more scared of like messing things up because it's a brand. Whereas, for instance, even if you're doing a video for a brand, even now I still feel a bit more nervous than creating a video for my audience. I feel like it's easier to create something for your people because they know you.
Exactly, that's true. But I think I just put pressure on myself in terms of timelines. That's the one thing I hate about paid content, is that whole thing of, it's weird because, for example, you can tell yourself, I'm gonna film an eyebrow tutorial, this is your own content, and you can put it up in a week.
Yes,
but the moment a brand is like, we need this video done and this post done in a week, you feel like some sort of pressure of, oh my gosh, there's a timeline to it, and then when you personally feel filming your own content, if you're not in a good mood, you can put it off on some, okay, I'd rather do this than do that. But yeah, those it comes with the job.
You don't have a choice. Yeah, it is. So as
my first gig, it was a meet and greet, guys. I got paid 7K by Nix, and I don't remember which one we went to, but I basically went there. I had to put up on my social media that I'm gonna be there. So one post was required plus the meet and greet, but obviously I posted more, you know, the people that I met and whatnot, and in store. So that was my first campaign.
And from there, did it spiral crazy? Did it move in a pace? Because obviously, from an onlooker and an audience perspective, it looks like, yo. But how was it in reality?
It took so long to get to a point where, you know, the income was consistent. I think I got my first paid deal, and then in terms of brand relationships, it went like this. So brands were sending me press packs.
Okay, so you were on PR lists,
events, you know, which is great, but the PR lists don't put
they don't pay the bills.
Food on the table, you know. So it was like, oh great, you know, brands are recognizing me, and I was very excited by that. I won't even lie, I wasn't even paying attention to the money. So it took a while for it to, you know,
pick
become
up
an income and pick up.
And charging, so a lot of people have a problem with charging. Now
that's a tough one.
It's really tough.
Till this day for me as well.
It's still tough.
It's still tough.
I ask because I remember I think I asked you and you told me about web influential. And the reason I'm asking you, now we're gonna get a bit deeper, is because I always feel like as women we do undercut ourselves, and then more than that as black women, it's like even more added pressure. And then on a scale of, like, yours is a more amplified scale because you're growing at an exponential rate consistently at a fast pace, where perhaps you might even undercut you. And I think I had this chat with Sibu. I'm sorry that we're sharing our secrets, but we were talking about this. He was telling me I'm undercharging for my YouTube channel, and he was like, I had this chat with Mihlali as well. Why are you guys undercharging? And
that was the first time I was actually like unapologetic about charging people, when I had a conversation with Sibu when we were filming a video, because I didn't even know how to put together a rate card, and at this point I was on a good number of subscribers. My Instagram was doing extremely well, so I was like, what are you talking about? You like have a good thing going, why don't you know how to charge brands? So he asked me how much I charge at the time, and he was like, Mihlali, no.
What were you charging a video at the time?
Oh, I don't even remember.
Please don't say like 1.5.
Charging such stupid amounts. I think an Instagram post was like 5K. A YouTube channel was probably like 10 or 15. I don't know, but it was just like really small amounts. I'm sure it wasn't even 15. There's no way. It was like less than that.
For your following especially, and your engagement rate.
So it was not good.
So now, do you get advice before you charge? Do you look at a brand, like what do you go through when you charge, and how do you get over that? Because I still struggle with it. Sometimes I have to call a friend or two and be like, I'm really struggling to charge, but I don't want to play myself. Because the worst thing is when you put in all the work, you're like, yes, I played myself for this.
Exactly. No, for me, I just have like I think it's always good to have a set amount, right? An amount that you know that from here I'm not gonna go anything lower. So let's say your rate will be 30k for a post, for example. So I'm not gonna go anything lower than 30k. But when I'm approaching this brand, you're not gonna tell them that your rate is 30k. Girl, don't play yourself like that, okay? Because certain brands will be like, what? You're so affordable. But also 30k done with you. Oh, I'm gonna cash it up. Got to their budget is 85. You know what I'm saying? So just negotiate. I think negotiating is very important. So even when you're having a conversation with them and they're proposing this, find out what their allocated budget is and then incorporate your rate in that and work around that, because it could be something that's much higher than what you're going to charge them or lower.
That's really good. So suss it out and actually see, so that you don't actually sort of be the one at a disadvantage. And the truth is, like, a brand is a business. They're also trying to get their point.
And it also helps if you can get advice from people and work with people. Like for now, I have someone that I always speak to. He's my manager basically. So whenever there's a campaign or anything, if I don't want to be part of the negotiation process, I give him all the work to do. But if I'm still going to be hands on it, then I just ask him like, okay, this brand approached me, they're saying this is how much content they require. And it's okay to even be like to a brand, since your budget is this, let's cut down on content. I can only give you guys one video, one post, and maybe 2 tweets. And then if you're feeling nice, you can be like, okay, I'll throw in an extra post.
Yeah, that's what I do with Insta stories.
Yeah, I'll be like, you'll get 2 free Insta stories.
Because Insta stories are easy to pull. They feel uncut, but they still get high engagement. Because then you feel like, you know what, I actually created value.
Don't underestimate the
Insta stories.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's a great amount of engagement on Insta stories.
No, I find that it's really, and it adds value if you're adding a swipe up as well. You're showing the brand that you do have influence. Because I feel like sometimes you have to prove yourself, even with brands that know they can see your numbers, but you still gotta prove yourself, and you're just like, but like, that's why you approach me.
That's true. That's very true.
The spice.
What is the spice?
Listen. No, actually, Lewis Hamilton. Something happened the other day. Yes. Did you hear he knocked somebody? Oh well, actually, you can listen. This is even
VER, so I can't speak on him.
This should be pillow talk. This is no more pillow talk. What happened the other day?
No, that relationship was over.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You need a hug. Who broke up with who?
A relationship that never existed is over.
I actually really loved it because for the longest time I kind of believed it, like to tag someone.
You know, there was someone, I saw a comment the other day where someone was like, oh my gosh, I'm so hurt, I really thought you were dating Lewis Hamilton. I'm like,
okay, but don't be that
it was literally a joke. She was like, I was so happy for you.
For a second there I was too though. I won't lie, but I didn't feel played. I was like, it's a really good joke, but I would have loved to see a comment from him.
Yeah,
that would have been funny. Like, oh darling,
you did me dirty there. If you ever watch this video, you did me dirty. You could have at least played along. Just at least give it like a wink. Like,
yes, you know, nudge that or that view, babes, for real, something.
Honestly.
I love the fact that somebody else recreated. I don't know how many other people recreated like views. That was
so
really funny. Your personality on Twitter is quite different. Let's talk about that.
Different how? I feel like it's my personality, but just on a bigger scale.
That's the difference.
Okay.
And I want to know, like, that side of you, was it always there? I haven't followed you forever on Twitter, but I'm interested in that person. Like, that's like,
what
Mihlali
person
Unleashed.
exactly though?
For me it sounds like Mihlali Unleashed.
Exactly.
Like, you think it, you write it, it's there.
I've always been that person on Twitter, hey?
Really?
Like, always been that. And I used to fight with so many people because of that person, especially when I was still new in my career. People would say things like, you're not going to get deals because of your mouth.
What were you saying? I'm not
necessarily like, I would say things like for example, when there's an uprising on men being trash on the news, whatever, I'll tweet about it.
Oh, okay.
This other lady as well, I don't know what company she works for, but she basically told my boyfriend at the time to tell me that I must stop bashing men online because I'm not going to get deals. And I was just like, well, the advantage of my career is that I work with a lot of women, so I don't need men to like me in the industry, to be quite honest, because they're not cutting my checks. So I've always been that person, you know? Yeah,
that's
so I've honestly always been that person, guys. Like, I'm trying to control it, because sometimes I say things and I'm like, cringe, you shouldn't have tweeted that. But that's just me trying not to overshare and not to put out things that I'm going to regret later, or things that can come back and bite my butt. But yeah, I've always been that person.
I like that. And has that been Mihlali in high school as well?
Mihlali in high school. What was I like in high school?
I feel like you
I
were
was
shy in my head.
crazy in high
Were
school.
you? So you were technically
My
like
friends and I were those girls where everyone used to be like, I'm sure people look at us now and they're like, I'm shocked none of them have babies. I'm shocked none of them are.
How wild!
I promise you, my friends and I were like crazy.
Okay, that. Wow. Okay. So the Mihlali on Twitter is technically the grown version of the teenage version, right? Okay, so that makes a lot of sense. And now I've started to see the Twitter kind of open Mihlali on YouTube, and I love that. I love that you're becoming more, I don't want to say uncensored, but not to care that everyone will be in your business. Although I feel like our industry, it's a bit much sometimes, like it's none of people's business, but at the same time, for your audience sake, to nurture that relationship, sometimes you do need a little bit of that raw, uncut version of like, sis, I'm gonna tell you as it is, I'm not going to censor XYZ, and I love that.
And I also feel like holding back your personality is so exhausting. I mean,
Yes.
as much as this is like only a portion of our lives, it's still a part of our lives. So now if I'm gonna come on camera and I must think about, okay, Mihlali, you need to behave, you have to say this, you need to do this. I mean, in a makeup tutorial, I'm different basically in the sense that I'm here to talk about what I'm doing and that's it. Whereas in a vlog, I'm carrying a camera around the whole day. How much of myself am I going to keep out of the vlog? So I've just learned to embrace it and be open.
Kumnandi wa love lives here, ukhona love lives here, or okay, ukhona, no, we can just, do you see the glow? Like it just so okay, cool.
There is someone, but like,
are you happy?
I am.
I'm glad. You are. Does it make you smile?
Yes.
Does it keep you happy? Does it do the things that needs to be
It's
done?
nice to be here.
Like, I just want to know, you know, do you
I'm joking. Okay, so this guy, he started dating on me in like 2017.
Aww.
No, 2018.
last year?
I actually don't remember. Yeah,
Okay.
it was December of 2017, yes.
Okay.
That's when I met him. And I couldn't stand him for the longest time. He was like that annoying guy. You know when a guy calls you and you're like, yes, what do you want? And he knew he was irritating me, and he used to be like so many times, I hate that I feel like a pest, but I really like you. And you know, I used to like use him to have a night out with my girls. Like he'd be like, he wants to see me for dinner. I'd go there with two friends and we'd drink his money and eat, and I was a rat. Like I was so nasty to him.
Is it those high school friends? Is it those high school friends?
No.
But are they like the high school friends?
My high school friends aren't bad people, guys. Please.
No, they were just a little wild.
We turned out good, okay?
No,
I think we turned out good.
No, you did.
So yeah, we used to do all that nonsense, but now we're like cool.
You happy? Okay.
I am.
No, she's been
He's a
smiling
good
the whole
person.
time. Like, oh, I love that.
Very sweet. He's
That's-
such a gentleman.
Oh.
Literally, like no drama, minds his own business, very calm guy, respects me, treats me like an egg.
Oh, okay, don't drop her now, please. So initially when I started following you, you had obviously friends, right? But I no shade on them, I just think these friends really bring out the best in you, and I'm just like,
Thank you.
where did you guys meet? They are such a vibe. I want to know the beginning, and I know it's weird, but when I see you guys, there's just so much love there, and I don't think a lot of people realize that, especially again in our industry, it's very difficult to find genuine people who love you for who you really are, and who can take your crap and your beauty and your love and that love back in a sense. Like I feel like you guys love each other. I don't know if it's equal, but the same way. So like, where did the friendship start?
I feel like it's pretty funny that you say that, because there's so many people when we first started being friends, because people have never really known me to be a friend person. As much as I had my friends, which were my friends from high school, that were at Vids, and I used to hang out with them, I didn't see them a lot because I was so invested in other things. I didn't really make time for friends. So now that I have friends, a lot of people were first like, I don't know how I feel about you and these friends. You know, like we got a lot of negative comments. Like people used to DM my friends with troll accounts and like attempt to drag them on some, you guys are all fake, you're using Mihlali. Like it was hectic, and it really used to hurt their feelings, and we'd find ourselves in situations where we sit down and we think, should we even be friends? Maybe we shouldn't be friends. Okay, let's not snap each other. Imagine being with your friends and feeling like we can't snap each other when we're out. It's
And
so,
when you want to, like you actually want to.
exactly.
Yeah.
But I met Lindy at Fashion Week, Mercedes-Benz, in just over a year ago. 2 years ago. When did I meet her? But we didn't become friends then, because I was first like, oh, this girl's like a lot because she's a very outspoken person. She's an oversharer. So when I met her, we were both at Fashion Week alone. We didn't have any of our friends there, and she started telling me about her relationship, and I was just like, what, girl, I just met you. And then we always ended up in the same places after that. We were both at my cousin's birthday dinner because she was friends with a cousin of mine. We ended up at the same events. We'd always hang out, so it was almost as if we'd find each other over and over again until we just fell in love with each other and we became friends. And then she introduced me to her friends, which I also fell in love with, and then I introduced her to some of my friends. And my friend Tebi I met quite a while ago, but we weren't close until this year.
Oh, that's sweet. I think that's beautiful because a lot of the times, again, we don't really encourage or seek inspiration from friendships, and those are pillars in our lives that are really important, and sometimes those are the people we reach out to on our down days, when the camera's off, you know, like Yolz. Outside of this, it's quite a lonely industry in a sense. Like if we had to just sit and talk to the camera the whole time, they might find friendship in us by watching us, but we also need real people to be like, I don't actually feel like doing anything today. Like,
exactly.
You just be around and let's just lounge.
And there's a very negative perception around female friendships. People always think that we are jealous of each other, we're fighting for a man, we're doing this, we're competing. And I feel very wholesome with the friends I have because there's never been a situation where I tell them something that I'm working on and I sense any bit of negativity or jealousy, and I find them very often coming to me with ideas on why don't you actually do this, you know, and we just motivating each other in our different fields and our interests, and
I love that. This thing is building there. Yes. Okay, cool. I think that is all for today. This has been a long video. I hope you got all the juices. If you've got any more questions, ask away in the comment section. Mihlali, thank you for having me. Thank you for opening your home and for me to invade it. And don't forget to subscribe to both our channels. On our side, we want to get to 50K before the end of the year, so let's do that. I love you guys so much, and thank you for watching. Bye.